My name's Mbalo Mutie. I come from Kitui, in a small place called Katanze, in a rural area. And to be honest with you, in my first 8 years, I've never worn a shoe. I used to walk with barefooted. And 2 times in my Form 3, I had to go back home for 6 months at least. There was no school fees, and then I could see my dad was really struggling. Not like he really wanted to do it. So my stepbrother really is the one who helped me in Masi Boys here. I mean, that's where I went and finished my Form 4, and then from there I came to Nairobi. There was my uncle who was working in 680. So we could get some casual jobs there. We go, mix some cocktails in the bars, and like do some functions. Of course, the Fibarua thing. So this is where I learned just as a bit of skill on barman. It's not like I really went to school and learned it from anybody. I was working in Lokichogio, that is at the border of Kenya and Sudan. That was back in 1999. By then I was a barman. So in the barman, I used to work in a camp where we were serving lots of people, like the guys now who are doing airlifting of relief food to southern Sudan. And then there's this day that the former CEO of Java came in and told me they were planning to open a coffee shop in Nairobi. Then he asked me if I thought I could work for them. Then the first thing that came into my mind was, okay, what is a coffee shop? Because already I had not any background on coffees. So he tried explaining to me the different coffees that I'll be making there. To be honest, everything was like a dream to me because I've never had a chance to like really get in touch with the coffee shops. And I decided to take a risk. And I agreed I could come back. And of course, I had a young family. I think my first born was about 3 years or something. But I said, wow, it's about time that I needed to come back home. And I was to come to work on Monday at 9 o'clock. So I used to live with my brother, big bro, who was living in Kayole by then. So on Monday morning, I woke up at around 4:30 in the morning. So my sister-in-law told me like, no, you can't leave like now. You have to get a cup of tea before you leave. Then I was like, I'm not so sure about the jam. I really wanted to go home. I didn't want to go work quickly. So she told me, no, just get a cup of tea before you leave. Then at least I got late because I was leaving the house at around 5:30. So by the time I was getting into Mutindwa, there's a place called Mutindwa on your way to Jogoo Road, the jam was too heavy. Keep in mind, back then, there was nothing like a border that you could really like take and save some time. So I really had to wait for the jam to go down. So by the time I was getting to Adams, it was about 9:30 going to 10. And I was supposed to be in Adams by 6:30. That was really bad for me. It was a good day. It was my first day to work, and then it was really not a very good start. Yeah, so when I got there, of course, my boss was not happy with me, and this is not something that I could have controlled, because I was to be there by, of course, 6:30, and I'm getting at around 10. So clearly, things did not start very well. We really tried to bring in the coffee culture drinking in this country, which was not there before, and this was by, of course, now when we opened Adams, we moved to Mamangina. That's the central business district in Nairobi, and really people believed in tea. And I want to assure you that by the time we were getting there, we were serving half coffee and half milk, because people believed in milk more and teas. But due to time, we really convinced them really coffee tastes good with less milk, and of course with cold milk. So clearly we've seen people at least now moving from tea drinking culture to coffee. And even some people, even our guests are telling us, this coffee, I like my coffee this way than the way it was before. of course, I've seen people grow in this industry, and I want to believe that I was the first barista in this country. Yeah, and really, we are talking about tons and thousands of baristas in Nairobi and, of course, outside the Kenya. So I think, really, for sure, it has really transformed. There are three P's of baristas that we believe in. The barista, P number one is practice. You've got to practice a lot, because clearly it's all about crafting the coffees, thinking on, on the customer tastes. There's also professionalism. Really, behind the counter, we'll want to see someone who's professional, someone who can really talk to you and convince you to have coffee. And of course, you have to have passion for what you're doing. Those three things, we call them the three P's of a barista. Someone like the former CEO of Ojava, Kevin Ashley, this is the guy that I always look up to. This is the guy who will tell you things as it is, and I believe in people who tells me as it is. And again, to some extent, when you are told the truth, some people take it negatively, but I always want to learn something from someone. And for sure, this is someone who really transformed my life from a barman to a barista, and of course now I'm heading the Kenya National Championship as a judge. I managed to do head judging for Rwanda 2 years ago. So clearly this is what I'm into, and this is the guy that really has brought me to all this. So that's the guy I really look up to, and that's the guy I have a respect for him for sure. Green pastures are basically, I have green grass already. So I'm not so sure about the green pastures. And I personally believe that if you see the green on that side is green, the grass is green, you need to know that the bills are also high. So bills for water are also high. So I believe I have the green pasture. And again, really, the person who introduced me to coffee, and of course, this is home. I have seen all my sons grow here. My firstborn is actually working, and my secondborn now is a barista who is working in Kuwait. Then again, why not stay home? Well, you can get everything from home. Why would you go hoping to get something different, and you can really have everything with me? People need to be committed to themselves and to what they are doing, because clearly without commitment, definitely someone will struggle. Secondly, people need to be patient with what they are doing, because if you aren't patient, you end up losing a lot of things. And people need to believe in themselves. They need to believe in themselves, and actually they need to be articulate to what they want in life. This is what I keep on telling my sons. Make our decisions, make your choice. The only message that I have for the people who are watching me is people need to be patient. Because when you get a chance, there is always something good that is coming in. Patience pays. That's my message to the young people who are coming in.